I know I'm about to run out of gas here, because I can tell when it gets low on propane, it's got a gas smell to it. It's like a chemical that they put in it so you can smell it if you were to have a gas leak, and you only really smell it when the tank gets low. And I know the tank's low. I was actually meant to go to BJ's today and get all my tanks refilled, because you can take the tanks and go ahead and get them replaced. But a little secret, when you get a tank replaced, they only put in 3 gallons of propane in them. The tanks themselves actually hold 4.3 gallons of propane. So it's like $19, $20, $21 a tank if you exchange it, versus when I take it to like BJ's or Sunbelt Rental and get 4.3 gallons of propane in it, will cost me about $14 or so. So you're not only saving on the cost of it, you're getting 1.3 gallons more of fuel. And so that's why, and the other thing, there's a trick to it too. The companies that refill the tanks, they typically will make sure that they end up recertifying tanks that are older, because if they're older than 8 years, then most places won't refill them, and so you're kind of stuck. You might take in a good tank that you just bought and exchange it, and you end up getting an old tank that you have to keep exchanging. So that's the game that they play. Everybody's got a racket. So we're in the dead zone right now. There ain't shit going on, at least not with the Cowboys. For the Green Bay Packers, they're working on Jordan Love's contract. For the Miami Dolphins, they're working on Tua's contract. We kind of hear that they're prioritizing Dak Prescott's contract. But they had also said that they were hoping to have CeeDee Lamb done before training camp, late July, getting that thing together. So are we now saying that we're looking at having CeeDee Lamb hold it out and that we're going to try to do that? You mean you can't walk down the street and chew gum at the same time? Is that what we're actually saying? That you can't work on 2 contracts simultaneously? Because it doesn't seem to be that hard. It really doesn't. It seems like what you could do, and maybe I'm wrong, I don't understand how this is rocket science. You could literally take Justin Jefferson contract and say, listen, CD, we're going to make you whole. We're just going to do Justin Jefferson's contract. Am I wrong? Are we making something really difficult that shouldn't be that difficult? I don't see why we need to see more leaves fall off the tree, and now the tree is bare. Why it's so difficult to get this thing done? Just take Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson was drafted a little bit beyond CeeDee Lamb in the same draft. He had his 5th-year option as well. His cap number dropped down to $8.4 million this year. It ends up being $15 million next year, and ends up being $38 million the year after that. In which case, you go through that year, your cap number, where you could cut them after 3 years, could only be $14 million. And from where I stand right now, after understanding that we basically have $14 million of dead money that we're paid Michael Gallup, a guy who, mind you, when the Cowboys literally signed him to a $50-some million extension, was recovering from a torn ACL. The last I checked, CeeDee Lamb looked like he was good. CeeDee Lamb didn't have to have surgery. CeeDee Lamb had a record-breaking season with the Cowboys. Michael Gallup, on the other hand, went from 1,100 yards down to 800 yards down to 400 some yards. Let's pay that guy. Why are we making something that is not that difficult that difficult? You tell me. As far as that goes, okay. We know Jordan Love and Tua are probably going to be about 55 and a half, 56, maybe 57 million. At this point, okay, you got Dak Prescott. The numbers are only going to go up. You know, 55 million last year is 60 million this year. 60 million this year is going to be 65 next year. If you're not going to do it, just say, listen, we're not going to do a deal with Dak Prescott. We want to let him become a free agent at the end of this year. We're done. As opposed to all of the bullshit, well, we're going to prioritize it. We want Dak Prescott back. Okay. Action speaks louder than words. I'm tired of talk from the pundits and everybody else. Give me some action, okay? Can we just do that? Because this gets to be crazy as we sit here and all off-season see teams sign free agent after free agent. Teams that were in worse cap shape than we were out here signing free agents and making moves and paying their players and creating more cap space. And we sit here as the richest franchise in football, and somehow we can't even re-sign our own players. I'm just tired of it tonight. We seem to take the easy shit and just make it hard. But hell, that's what we do. We're Cowboys. So, good people, tomorrow is Father's Day. I hope my son, Philly 500, remembers. And shout out to all the dads out there that have been dads. If you have not, and I'm going to say this, if you've not been part of your kid's life, you missed out. I had a lot of hard days being a single parent with my kids. I ain't gonna lie to you. We literally are running out of gas here. I'm not gonna lie. It was not easy. And it was truly the biggest blessing of my life. To be there and see my kids grow and change and become adults was worth every moment that I spent. And I realized it wasn't just me raising my kids. It's also my kids helping to raise me. I always get out here and tell you guys to remember to tell the people you love how much you love them. Because life is short. This evening, I got to go to Richard. Some of y'all remember Richard, who's the Steeler fan. Micaiah, my goddaughter. I remember going to her first birthday party. And how quickly time has flown by because she's graduated high school, and today was her 18th birthday party and graduation party as she gets ready to go to college. And I can't believe that 17 years has flown by as quickly as it did. I love you guys. And God willing, we'll all see each other tomorrow. Peace out.